Hello all and welcome back. Today we're going to have a conversation with Gemini Live. So I'm sure you have all experienced Gemini Live and had some interesting, let's say, queries from that. But today we are going to have a good conversation with Gemini. So I'm going to turn it on my phone and let's have a look at it, how it is going to act and react. Good morning, Gemini. I hope you're doing well today.
Good morning. Yes, I'm doing well, thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. I was wondering if we could have a candid conversation between you and me today.
Sure, I'm always up for a good conversation. What would you like to chat about?
And before we start, can I record this conversation?
So, I can't really help with recording audio yet, but if you'd like, I can summarize our conversation afterward.
No, that's fine. I appreciate your summary, but I'm going to do the recording on another device if it's okay with you.
Well, I can't really control what you do on other devices, so I'm happy to chat as long as you like.
Okay, thank you. So today's conversation is primarily about the future of digitalization, especially with Gen AI. So my first question is, there are a lot of people talking about Gen AI and this digitalization and the future world, which is enabled by digitalization, will take over humans. What is your opinion about that?
Well, that's a big question that a lot of people are thinking about right now. On one hand, AI is getting really good at things like making art, writing articles, and even coding. That could definitely change the job market in a big way. On the other hand, AI still struggles with things like common sense and understanding the world the way humans do. It's not clear yet how those limitations will play out.
Yeah, but this doesn't really give me the answer for the question that I had. So the future is humanic or is it machinic?
Well, that's a tough question. It's not really an either-or situation. The future will probably be a mix of both. AI is getting better at tasks that used to be only for humans, but it's still not great at things like creativity and coming up with new ideas. So we'll likely see a future where humans and machines work together, each doing what they're best at.
I like your answer because this is how I see as well that humans will actually feed in machines to be better, and machines will every next moment, every next step are going to help more humans in their life. So this makes sense to me. Thanks for your answer. So moving on to this conversation, what do you think is a life cycle for improving one project, one subject, or one issue or topic at hand with digitalization? What are a few steps that you will advise I should take if I want to digitalize something with the new technology, with Gen AI, etc., for example?
I see. You're looking for advice on how to start a digitization project using new technologies like generative AI. First, you'll need to clearly define your goals. What do you want to achieve with this project? Who is your target audience? What problem are you trying to solve? Once you have a clear understanding of your goals, you can start exploring different technologies and approaches. Next, you'll need to gather and prepare your data. This may involve cleaning, organizing, and labeling your data. The quality of your data will directly impact the results of your digitization project. Finally, you'll need to choose the right tools and platforms for your project. There are many different options available, so it's important to do your research and find the ones that best suit your needs. Do you have any specific ideas in mind for your digitization project?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about an application for myself personally, which can help me to set my goals, mostly covering my health, my well-being, and also it should be associated somehow with my work life as well, so that I can keep my work-life balance as well. So this kind of application I'm looking forward to develop for myself. That's why I asked you for this advice.
Okay, I understand. You're looking to develop a personalized app that helps you set and track goals related to your health, well-being, and work-life balance. That's a great idea. To start, let's break down the key features you'd like to see in your app. For example, would you like to track your daily habits, such as exercise, sleep, and meals? Would you like to set reminders for important tasks or appointments? Would you like to visualize your progress over time? Once we have a clear idea of the features, we can start thinking about the design and functionality of the app.
And eventually you can help me build such an application as well. Is my understanding correct?
As much as I'd love to help you build an app, I'm not quite there yet. I'm always learning new things, so hopefully one day I can help with that too. In the meantime, let's focus on brainstorming some awesome ideas for your app.
No, that's fine. I think I will shift our conversation a little bit away from the app for the time being, because it was a good point that we discussed, and I do have an idea that you can help me with certain planning, setting up the infrastructure, and laying down the foundations for that, and then you can help me with the directions, which makes sense. But my question, the next one, is going to again focus on technology. So, in current landscape, which is the best AI application that a person
That's a
can
tough
use?
one. The best AI really depends on what you want to use it for. There are AIs that are really good at writing, others that are amazing at art, and some that can even help design new proteins for medicine. So, to give you a good answer, I'd need to know a bit more about what you're hoping to do with AI.
Okay, let's assume I'm a student. Excuse me. Let's assume I'm a student and I want to use AI for my day-to-day education and help me with, my learnings. Which AI application you would recommend?
I understand. You're a student looking for AI tools to help with your daily learning. There are many AI applications that can help students with their studies. Some popular options include Grammarly for writing assistance, Quizlet for studying and memorization, and link to Otter.ai for transcribing lectures. Would you like me to provide more information about any of these applications, or suggest others based on your specific needs?
I will go for suggestion on my specific need. So I'll change the persona now. So instead of a student, now I'm looking at a professional who is, let's say, engineer. So I'm an engineer, for example, for a moment, and then I need to have an AI application which can help me with day-to-day learnings.
Okay, I understand. You're an engineer looking for AI tools to assist with your daily learning. Based on your profession, I can recommend a few AI applications that may be helpful. For example, you could use Wolfram Alpha to perform complex calculations and access scientific data. You could also use GitHub Copilot to assist with coding tasks and learn new programming languages. Additionally, you could explore Coursera or edX, which offer AI-powered personalized learning experiences. Would you like me to provide more information about any of these applications or suggest others based on your specific engineering field?
No, I think that's fair enough. I've got an idea. I would need one more last tip from you for a different persona. Let's assume it's a persona of a change manager. So, what kind of AI application you would recommend that a professional like change manager can use it in day-to-day life?
Right, you're looking for AI tools that could help a change manager in their daily work. One tool that might be useful is called Mind Manager. It uses AI to help with brainstorming and organizing ideas, which could be great for planning out change management strategies. Another option is Hypercontext, which helps teams run more effective meetings and stay on track with action items. This could be useful for keeping everyone aligned during a change process. Would you like me to find some more options tailored to specific tasks a change manager might handle?
No, that's fine. That is absolutely okay. Now I'll move our interview to a different direction. I would like to ask you any key ethical considerations surrounding the development and deployment of increasing advanced AI systems.
Well, there are definitely some big ethical questions that come up with AI. One of the main ones is bias. AI systems learn from data, and if that data reflects existing biases in society, the AI can end up making unfair or discriminatory decisions. Think about things like loan applications, or even which job candidates get chosen for interviews. Another issue is transparency. Sometimes it's hard to understand exactly how an AI arrived at a certain conclusion. This can be a problem, especially in situations where those decisions have a big impact on people's lives. We also need to think about accountability. If an AI system makes a mistake, who's responsible? The developers? The people using it? It's a tricky area.
Yeah, that is true. Connected with the same question, how will this widespread adoption of AI impact the future of work and global economy?
That's a really important question. AI is definitely going to shake things up when it comes to jobs and the economy. On the one hand, AI powered automation could lead to job losses in certain sectors, especially those involving repetitive tasks. Think about manufacturing or even some customer service roles. On the other hand, AI could also create new jobs, particularly in areas like AI development, data science, and AI maintenance. It could also boost productivity and efficiency, leading to economic growth. The big challenge will be adapting to these changes. We'll need to focus on education and training programs to help people develop the skills needed for the jobs of the future. It's a complex issue, and there's no easy answer.
I agree. I definitely agree. So when we talk about the impact, we also look at the let's say limitations. So what in your opinion are the current limitations of AI, and what are the most promising avenues for overcoming those limitations?
One of the biggest limitations right now is that AI can't really think for itself. It's great at finding patterns in data, but it doesn't have common sense or the ability to understand things like cause and effect the way humans do. This means AI can sometimes make mistakes or come to conclusions that seem obvious to us. Another limitation is that AI can be biased. If the data it learns from reflects existing prejudices in society, the AI can end up making unfair or discriminatory decisions. As for how to overcome these limitations, there's a lot of research happening in areas like explainable AI. That's about making AI's decision-making process more transparent so we can understand why it made a certain choice. There's also work being done on robust AI. That's about making AI systems more reliable and less likely to make mistakes.
Which makes sense, a lot of sense actually. So how can I use AI or Gen AI to address pressing global challenges such as climate change, healthcare, poverty, etc., etc.?
Well, AI has a lot of potential when it comes to tackling big global problems. For example, AI can help us analyze huge amounts of climate data to better understand what's happening and predict future changes. In healthcare, AI could help doctors diagnose diseases earlier and develop personalized treatments. And when it comes to poverty, AI can help us analyze data to identify the most vulnerable communities and target resources more effectively.
Thank you for the very good answer. I'll go more into the detail of a little bit the technology, and the artificial intelligence genres that we have around. So, what's the difference between ANI, AGI, and ASI? And for my audience, ANI is artificial narrow intelligence, AGI is artificial general intelligence, and ASI is artificial superintelligence. So, can you help me with the difference?
That's a great question. It, yeah, sure. So the main difference is really about the scope of what the AI can do. Think of it like this. ANI is like a specialist, super good at one thing. A GI is more like a generalist, can handle a bunch of different tasks. And ASI is like someone who's a genius at everything.
Got it. Got it. So, tell me a little bit more about machine learning. So, how does machine learning work, and what are the different types of machine learning algorithms?
Machine learning is all about teaching computers to learn from data without explicitly programming them. There are a few main types of machine learning. First, there's supervised learning, where you feed the computer labeled data and it learns to make predictions. Then there's unsupervised learning, where the computer finds patterns in unlabeled data on its own. And finally, there's reinforcement learning, where the computer learns through trial and error, like a game. Each type has different algorithms and is used for different purposes.
That makes sense. No, thanks for this answer as well. Quite thought-provoking, as a matter of fact. So, I'll move a little bit now to the foundational field of AI, which is data. So, what does data the role it plays in the development and performance of artificial intelligence systems, and how can we ensure that data privacy and security is there?
Data is absolutely the foundation of AI. Without it, AI systems wouldn't be able to learn or make predictions. The quality and quantity of data directly impact how well an AI performs. Now, when it comes to privacy and security, that's a huge concern. We need to make sure data is collected and used ethically. Things like anonymizing data using encryption and having strict regulations are all important for protecting people's information.
True. That is true. Now my next question is about the usage of AI. So, how is AI being used in various industries such as finance, transportation, or employee services, or healthcare?
AI is popping up everywhere these days. In finance, it's helping with things like fraud detection and personalized investment advice. In transportation, we're seeing self-driving cars and AI-powered logistics. Healthcare is using AI for faster diagnoses and drug discovery. Even customer service is getting a boost with AI chatbots.
Makes sense. No, thank you very much. And when I look at so extensive usage of artificial intelligence, my next question will be potential risks and benefits of generative AI, and how can we ensure it's used responsibly?
There are definitely some risks and benefits to consider with generative AI. On the one hand, it could lead to job displacement as machines become capable of automating more tasks. There are also concerns about the potential for misuse, like creating deepfakes or spreading misinformation. However, there are also huge benefits. Generative AI could lead to breakthroughs in medicine, help us develop new materials, and even create personalized learning experiences. To make sure we're using it responsibly, we need to have open discussions about ethical guidelines and regulations.
Agree. No, cool. I'll ask my last question now. Being humans, being the users of AI and beneficiaries of AI. So, how do you think individuals and our society today prepare for the increasing integration of AI into our everyday life?
That's a really important question. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, it's crucial that we're prepared. One key thing is education. We need to make sure people understand how AI works, its limitations, and its potential impact. This will help us make informed decisions about how we use it. We also need to think about ethics and regulations. It's important to have guidelines in place to ensure AI is used responsibly and doesn't discriminate against certain groups. Finally, we need to be adaptable. The job market is likely to change as AI advances, so we need to be ready to learn new skills and embrace new opportunities.
No, fantastic. I fully agree with you. So thank you very much for taking your time with me and sharing your thoughts. I'm going to post this interview on my YouTube channel, and I would ask my viewers here to comment down there in the comment section, feedback about this interview, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. AI is important. Its integration in the life is here. We need to make sure that we are using it responsibly and benefiting from it in our the fields around. I would like to thank you, Gemini Live, for here being with me.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed our conversation. I'm glad you found it insightful. I think it's important to have these discussions about AI and its role in our lives. I'm looking forward to seeing your video on YouTube. If you or your viewers have any more questions about AI, feel free to ask.
Yes, do ask in the chat down there in the comment section. Thank you very much once again. Gemini AI, and fellows, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share it with your friends, with your colleagues, and I look forward to speak to you all in my upcoming video. Till then, take care and ta-da!
Anytime. It was a pleasure to be here. Bye for now.